Oh, hey guys, what's up? It's John from Album Review TV. What do you think of the new desk, the new setup? Speakers up here. It's pretty much a totally different size desk. A lot more space, storage for me, computer and notes for album reviews right here in front of me. If I have a physical copy of the album, I can set it up here. First of all, I just wanted to take a minute and thank you guys so much for the support and everything. I've been gaining a lot of subscribers lately, so to all the new viewers, hello and thank you for watching and subscribing to my videos. The response on my Owl City Shooting Star EP review was incredible. Probably the best response I've ever had on a video. The most comments I think I've ever gotten. It's got over 100 comments now and about 75 plus likes. So if you guys could continue to just thumb up the videos and stuff like that, it really helps me and supports me and tells me that I should keep doing this and keep making album reviews. Sappiness aside, today I am reviewing the new John Mayer LP. It's called Born and Raised and it comes out May 22nd. I've been excited for this album for quite a while and I knew it was going to be kind of country tinged because it was recorded in Nashville, Tennessee, and John has been kind of going for the cowboy look, if you will, and he says he wanted this collection of songs to sound like you were sitting by a campfire in the middle of nowhere, you know, just kind of telling stories. Born and Raised kind of continues the tradition of John, you know, relaying his personal life to us, the listeners, through his songs. And he tells a lot of stories of past relationships, moving on, you know, learning to let it go. Shadow Days was the first single off of this album. It's my favorite on the LP. And it's just got so many great moments on it. The guitar riff is catchy, and it's kind of got a floating country vibe in the background while still centered on the guitar that makes it John Mayer. And it's probably the best song on the album in my opinion. Like I said, the lyrics are what really drive the song home for me. I'm a good man with a good heart, had a tough time, got a rough start, but I've finally learned to let it go. It's a song about him moving on. He's made a lot of stupid mistakes in the past, like his accidental racist comments and stuff like that, but all personal life aside, it's about the music here, not what you think about John Mayer as a person. I want to kind of go through track by track on some of this. Like I said, a lot of the album is kind of country tinged and leans towards country melodies and stuff like that and kind of sounds like something you could hear on a country station. Queen of California is the first track on the album and I think it's one of the best personally. I just kind of like the guitar work on it and I like the fade out at the end. A lot of John Mayer's songs are notorious for that and that's kind of one of his trademarks to me that helps me know, oh, this is a John Mayer song because, you know, it's kind of got the fading guitar work and the fading vocals that slowly fade out towards the end of the song and it makes it, you know, trademark signature. You know it's John Mayer, but it's still different at the same time. This whole LP is so different from anything he's really done before, but at the same time it's something familiar. The track Speak For Me kind of gives off a chill, relaxing vibe, kind of carefree, like John's just letting go on this song and relaxing, and it's another one of my personal favorites on the album. Shadow Days, like I said, my favorite on the album. I already talked about that one. In the song Whiskey, 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 which is another great track on the album, it kind of actually reminded me of Tim McGraw. I used to listen country growing up, and it reminded me of Tim McGraw at the beginning of the song. Not in a bad way or anything. It's still like folk rock, but it's, you know, got a little bit of elements there. Like, I recognize this. This is country. The album is just filled to the brim with John's thoughts on his life and the mistakes he's made. It's just overflowing with kind of a mixture of folk rock and country mashed together and created into something new and refreshing for John. He's not repeating himself, like he's not making Continuum Part 2. And making Battle Studies Part 2 or Room for Squares Part 2. Now honestly, I don't think this album is as great as the three that I just mentioned, but it is still another solid album by John Mayer. I compliment the vocals on the album. Part of the album was recorded before John had to go undergo vocal surgery. He messed up his throat and his voice, and it took him a while before he was able to finish the recording. And since he recovered, there's just kind of a vulnerability in his voice, I would say, and just kind of something that, you know, makes the record more personable, to me at least. There's a variety of instruments on this album that I really like. He breaks out the harmonica and starts playing on a few songs, and it really does remind you of a cowboy sitting around a campfire playing songs and trading off war stories and talking about their relationships and their problems and stuff. The next to last song on the album is really cool. I really liked the background instruments on that song. It made the song even more great, and it's probably one of the best on the album. It's closing out the album on a great way and it really ends on a great note on Born and Raised, the reprise, not the actual title track, Born and Raised. I'm not a huge fan of that one, and I'm not the biggest fan ever of Born and Raised reprise, but it's a good way to end the album in a positive manner. Born and Raised reprise is just straight up country music. It's just insane how much John put like a ton of country influence into this one song. He like poured all the leftover that he kind of probably held back on and poured it all into this one track and made one straight up country song. And since it's openly celebrating its country sound on that, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a huge hit over at country radio stations. John Mayer is a really talented guy. My favorite album by him is Continuum. There's so many good tracks on that album. Battle Studies is my second favorite, Room for Squares, and then Born and Raised. Although I'm not saying that it's a bad album at all, I just like the other three better. And you know, he does have other work besides these 4 albums. So what did you guys think about this? Have you listened to it yet? Are you gonna buy it? Are you gonna listen to it at least? It's streaming right now on iTunes for free. Please be sure to subscribe. Overall, I give this album a 4 out of 5. I'm hoping John's next album is not just a straight up country album and doesn't lose all traces of folk rock, but his guitar work is still impeccable as always, his vocals are great. It's another solid album, and I hope you guys liked it as well. Let me know in the comments down below, and please be sure to give this video a like. I will see you guys soon. Plenty of more album reviews to come.